Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to install metal snaps like these. So let's go. In order to install metal snaps, you are going to need a few different things. So this is a 5/8 inch metal snap set, and I'm going to link in the description below this video to where you can get these snap sets. And I like 5/8 inch size, but you might want a smaller snap set or a larger snap set depending on your project. A larger snap set like 5/8 inch is going to be more appropriate for something that is a little bit more heavy duty, like a lunch bag, versus if you're doing clothing or something where you don't need such a big heavy duty snap, you'll probably want to go smaller than this. The tool I use to install my snaps is a Dritz snap setting tool, and I believe this is a 5/8 inch size, but it should work with smaller snaps as well. And I got this at my local craft store. I also like to use a leather punch, which I also got at my local craft store, but you don't need a leather punch tool. You can also just use a seam ripper. The first step is to figure out where you want to install your snaps and put a hole right where you want your snap to be centered. So for this bag, I want my snap to be away from the edge, and I want it to be centered kind of right in between the top stitching that I have on this little strap. So you can put a mark, make a mark with chalk, or you can just eyeball where you want to put your mark. I'll go ahead and mark that with chalk so you can see it. Well, I'm not sure how well you can see that chalk, but I'm going to put the hole right where that chalk is marked. Now, like I said, I like to make the hole with the leather punch tool, but if you don't have one, you want to use your seam ripper and just create a small hole right at your mark. And then you're going to want to cut a few threads. Not too many, just a few, so that you can get your snap into that opening. With the leather punch tool, it's even easier. I just have it set to the smallest hole. This, you can adjust it so that you can make holes in a lot of different sizes. I have it set to the smallest hole, and then I'm just going to place that chalk mark right where I'm going to place the poker right at the center of that chalk mark, and then I'm just going to squeeze until I hear that click, and then I have a nice perfect little hole that I can get my snap into. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that on my other strap. So again, I'm going to use my leather punch tool and just get a hole right there on the other side of my strap. Once the holes are in place, you'll want to decide how you want your snap to be installed. So there's sort of a top smooth side to your snap, and I would like that smooth side to be on the same side of my bag as my no trace tag. So I'm going to start with that smooth side and put it so the post goes down through the hole that we made. And then we're going to be installing the other smooth part of the snap set. So if you notice, these two are kind of similar, but one of them has more marks, and this one is smoother, more cup-like. So we want the more cup-like piece to get paired with the smooth piece, and we just place it right on top of that post. Once it's on top of the post, so the cup is kind of coming up and the post is coming through the center of that cup shape, then we get our snap setting tool, which has a smooth side, and then this movable piece flips around and it has a flat side. So when we're installing the smooth, shiny snap, we want the smooth side of our snap setting tool closest to our little pointy part. And we're going to be putting the smooth part of the snap into the smooth part of the tool. And then, this is the tricky part, we want to line up the pointy part inside our tool so that it's gonna go right into the center of the post. If it doesn't go into the center of the post, that's when you have snaps that get kind of dinged up and you have to take them out, which is really annoying. So just take your time and watch that pointy part as it goes into the post. So I'm not sure how well you can see it, but you want the pointy part to go right into the middle of the post, and then you're gonna squeeze. And then when you open it, it should have split open like a flower. And now that snap is installed. Now we're ready to install the snap, the other part of the snap on the other strap of the bag. And you'll want to take a minute and see how your strap is going to close. It's going to be closing like this. So I want this cup that's a little bit more, has more markings, it's a little bit more rough. This cup should be going into the underside of my smooth snap, okay? So this cup is gonna go into this cup, and this post is gonna come up through the back side of my strap, and then this more marked up, less smooth cup kind of goes on top of that post. And just double check that there's not going to be a twist in the way you close your strap. And then, so I'm going to set that down, and then I'm going to change the settings on my snap setting tool so that now we have the flat side lined up with our pokey side. There's probably a name for that pokey side. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the pokey side. But leave a comment if you know what the name of that is. Also, if you're getting any value out of this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Okay, so once again, we are placing the back side of these two pieces into the snap setting tool, and we want to line up that post so that it's going to get split open by the pokey side of our tool. So the pokey side of the tool should be going right into the middle of the post. Make sure it's lined up perfectly, and then just squeeze. And once again, the post should split open kind of like a flower. And then you'll know that your snap is installed. But it's always a good idea to check it. So take a minute and check your snap. If you're not getting a really nice click, a really satisfying connection, all you have to do is use your tool, and once again, you're going to want to clamp down on each of the pieces you want to make sure you have the right setting in place. But if you just squeeze your snap pieces a little bit more, that'll often make the connection between your snaps even better. So if you're not getting a great connection, just take a second and go back over your snaps. But otherwise, the straps on this bag are done. This is called my fiddlehead bag, and I'm gonna link to this pattern in the description below this video. This is perfect for lunches. It's also a sweet little knitting project bag or a travel bag. You know, just it's a fun little bag. Like I mentioned, I'm gonna link to the workshop and PDF pattern that shows you how to make this bag in the description box below this video. And if you want another bag making tutorial, I'm gonna link to that video right here.